Why do you feel there's a direct trade-off between quality and quantity of our exchange numbers here in Canterbury that we're sending overseas? What's your opinion about that?
Canterbury. Okay, I think here in Canterbury is the hard part, but definitely from when I was in UIBE, China, the university, they have the highest amount of exchanges, and I even worked with the OGX department there, and I found that what they were doing is they were purely just sending people. They did not care about the quality of them. They said that to them, they did not care about these people, because this is genuinely Chinese mindset, and they were just trying to get a number. So it was kind of like a business. They saw it as, if they do well, they can write it down. If I say I doubled the amount of exchanges, it sounds very good, but by them doubling the amount of exchanges will mean the quantity has gone down. So I felt from this there was a real trade-off. And another big one was India. Everybody I met that went to India had very, very bad experiences. And I looked at the stats of India, and India is now, I think it's the second highest amount of exchanges after China. And so both China and India have very, very high number of exchanges, but I just feel the quality of these exchanges is bad.
So like here in Canterbury, do you not feel we can continue a steady growth in terms of exchange numbers while at the same time giving them a better experience?
Yeah, that is a good point, and I can't say I know exactly from the OGX team, but I still feel, I mean, we did send a lot. I find it hard to answer, and I don't know about Canterbury. But I think in most places there's always a trade-off between the two. So Canterbury, I think the ones that come here get a very good one, but the ones we send away, me for an example, I definitely felt I was a quantity, not a quality one. Because I got sent, no one knew anything about me, and I did it all myself. Maybe it's changed, because I went a year ago. But I'd still like to help and do what I can for that.
And Lisa and then Jim.
Yeah. I did have. Yes. Okay. So, actually, can you go first?
Yeah,
I just like my question.
So I agree that there is a trade-off between quality and quantity because you don't have enough. If you're trying to get hundreds of people, you don't have enough time to focus on each individual. But obviously, it's much easier for you to control the quantity, or the guys in Beijing, it was much easier for them to control the quantity that they were sending than the quality. Because as much effort as somebody over in this department puts into making sure that the charity you're going to, or the company you're going to, or whatever you're going to is good, you don't have so much control over that quantity aspect.
Yeah.
Quality.
Quality.
You don't have so much control over that quality
Yeah.
aspect unless you actually get on the plane, go over and shake hands with these people. So what do you think, and particularly with your experience, how would you try and take more control of the quality aspect of it? What would you do from here?
I've already thought about that, and I would, rather than just having so many people and trying to just match them as fast as I can and get them done, I would probably do them slowly. So I'd make sure every single person, I first want to know what they want out of it. And then I can, let's see which one. Let's say they pick, they wanted to give Microsoft the job at Microsoft. And they didn't know anything about it. But let's say their goals were to do web design and do internet stuff. Whereas the job they were applying for Microsoft, they were applying for it purely because it was Microsoft. I would make sure that I would contact the Microsoft people. So I'd contact the other end, and I'd try to make sure that the goals sort of match. And even if their internship wasn't good and it wasn't what was expected, I got lied to, I would still make their time while away is still not, they're not sort of felt alone and doing it all themselves. So although like I have to say my best thing about my thing, Isaac-wise, like apart from the social stuff and part of that, was my actual internship was exactly what it was meant to be. The problem is I got lied to and came 2 months later. So I felt, and then when I went, no one was telling me anything. So I'd make sure I spent more time on the individual and I'd communicate to them and tell them sort of what's happening. And when they go away, even if their thing is bad, I'll tell them what they can do, all these things. So rather than just sending them away and forgetting about them, and even when you send them away, I try to contact the firms that they do before that. I hope that answers that. You got any more questions on that? You might, yeah?
No, that's good. I just know that there's no real answer to it. I think it's probably...
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is hard, but I feel if I had like 20 people I was managing, there's no way I'd bring up all their companies and be like, oh, is this company, how's it going, what's the person doing? But if it was one person I was focusing on at a time, it would be much, much easier.
Yeah.
So in saying that I might need a big board if I wanted to get quality up. But I'm still, before I came back, I tell you, I was really, really hard and quality focused, but now I'm kind of changing to quantity, which is kind of bad. Yeah.
Okay, so like that seems like a really good strategy, and ideally. But when you're liaising with the rest of the other LCs, their matching timeline is very, very short. It's actually really strange for them to think that we send EPs and want to match them 6 months before they go. How do you intend to match all of them slowly when all the TNs are likely to come out all at once? About 3.
So what you're saying is like everyone's going to want to go at the end of the year. I don't understand the question.
So the LC in India, they don't raise the TNs in the internship until about 3 or 4 months before the EPs are supposed to go. And that's how it works. And in New Zealand, they find it strange that we want to raise EPs and match them 6 months before they actually go.
I see,
How
I
do you
see.
make sure that the LC that is receiving actually has TNs available for you to match all your EPs? 'Cause
Okay.
it's
Are you just saying India's like that, or a lot of them are like that?
a lot of them are like
A
that.
lot of them are there, because I was going to say, maybe, I think the country doesn't matter as much as what they do. I think it's more important what they do, so different places will have different things. If you say that we want the 6 months on it, I mean, there is nothing really we can do too much, but what we could do is make sure they get sort of the new sort of newly raised ones, so they get 4 months and 3 months. And if there was one they really liked, I can specify on them. So it really depends on the person, but if it's someone that doesn't really know much about it, if there's someone that doesn't really know much about it, I would generally tend for them to make sure they get one that's just sort of raised when it's 4 months over. So I actually say I didn't know that we only raised them 4 months over. I said I haven't really worked a lot with the MyISAC website, but yeah, that's actually a good point. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
So what if you are selected as a OGX director? What do you want to see at the end of the term?
Okay, I've got 2 things. One would be if I went the quantity way to help out there out and get the biggest number in New Zealand. If I went the quality way, I would only want to send 10, 20 people who were really passionate about going, and make sure when they came back they actually enjoyed it, and hopefully, let's say 80% of them actually came and joined ISAC and then helped out. But I would say most likely what's going to happen is I'm going to be in the middle, and I'm going to send some people really quickly and some people I'm going to pay more attention to, just because that's how it goes. So ideally a mix of those two. So have some people that are really good and hopefully achieve our goal of biggest in New Zealand.
Yeah. And if you have to send a lot of quantity, what are you going to do to make sure that you have the quality as well?
That's a pretty hard question. And again, if we do have a large quantity, I can tell you there's no way I can ensure that they have good quality, and all I can do is do what I can with the time. So if I had 100 people on my hands, maybe I'll actually approach other departments and ask if some people would be happy to help me manage some people. But I really think there's not a lot that can be done if I have too many. That's just a balance.